Almost 20 years later, Runway might be reopening its doors. No warning, no press release, just a headline, and suddenly we're asking, is this really happening? If you're curious about who's returning, what the story could be, and when we might actually get to see it, you're in the right place to find out, y'all. So let's dive into it. You remember the original? I mean, how could you not? The lines, the looks, the way Meryl Streep didn't even have to raise her voice to shut down an entire room. I still think about the word cerulean to this day. It was iconic.
Blue, it's not turquoise, it's not lapis, it's actually cerulean.
And now here we are. Runway might actually be making a comeback. By all means, move at a glacial pace. You know how that thrills me. But how did we even get here? You've been quoting "that's all" for years, and now it turns out actually wasn't. So let's back it up for a second, because this isn't just a random announcement. There's a whole timeline behind The Devil Wears Prada 2, and once you see how it's all unfolded, it starts to make a lot more sense. After the first movie, there was nothing. Like no sequel, no rumor, and no reason why it would be. And honestly, I think a lot of us thought that was it for the movie. The Devil Wears Prada had done its job. It became one of those rare movies you keep quoting almost on a daily basis. But then in 2013, the author of the original novel, Lauren Weisberger, released a sequel novel called Revenge Wears Prada. It picked up where the first story left off, with Andy and Emily working together at a new magazine. Naturally, people started wondering if this could be the base for a second movie too. For a while, there wasn't much talk about a sequel. Just the usual interviews here and there. In 2015, Anne Hathaway broke our hearts by saying it probably wasn't going to happen, and director David Frankel called the story complete. Never say never, I guess. Then in 2017, we got something weirdly close to a sequel. Not a complete movie, but full cinematic vibe on YouTube. Meryl Streep sat down with Anna Wintour for Vogue's Go Ask Anna, and it was like two the Ice Queens in the Crystal Castle of Vogue chat for 5 minutes. Meryl showed up in her sunglasses, Anna barely blinked, and they talked about everything from movies to Oscar dresses like it was no big deal. But if you've seen The Devil Wears Prada, you know exactly how big of a deal it actually was. It wasn't a sequel, obviously, but it gave us a little taste, just enough to reminisce that energy again. Fast forward to December 2023, the cast started dropping little comments and interviews, just enough to stir the pot and get people talking again. Emily Blunt has always spoken warmly about the film. She once called it a joy bomb of a time and talked about how it became a meaningful part of her life. It was clear that she had a lot of love for the experience. Anne Hathaway, on the other hand, was a little more cautious in earlier interviews. She once said a sequel was probably not happening, but it never sounded like a final answer. Then in 2023, the two of them finally sat down together for Variety's Actors on Actors. It was the first time they openly reflected on the film together, and seeing them laugh and reminisce memories was so genuine. And just like that, a sequel didn't feel impossible anymore. Naturally, the first question on everyone's mind was, who's actually coming back? As of now, there's no official cast list, but here's what we do know. The original producers are on board, and Aline Brosh McKenna, who wrote the first film, is also rumored to be returning too. Let's be honest, a Devil Wears Prada sequel without Miranda, Andy, and Emily? No thank you. And yeah, if Meryl's not returning, what are they even doing? It just wouldn't hit the same. Anne and Emily have both said the movie changed their lives. It is safe to assume they still love it. If the script's good, if the timing's right, they are likely to show up since the first one was a good experience for them. When it comes to the plot, there's no official word on that yet. But fans also definitely have theories. And you know what? Some of them are pretty convincing. A lot of people think the story could pick up when Miranda is considering retirement, and Andy or Emily might step into a more important role at Runway. Some imagine these two powerhouses working together again, only this time not as enemies, but as partners in crime. Besides fan theories, it has also sparked a wider conversation. Some fans are all in for a new chapter, while others feel like the original wrapped things up perfectly. But whether you're here for more character growth, fashion, or just one last catwalk right into drama, the runway was never fully behind us. Whatever happens next, it's clear this story still has people talking. Reports suggest the film is in early development with a possible release date around 2026. Whether the sequel gives us closure, chaos, or just another cold, unforgettable stare from Miranda, it's already sparking conversation, fueling theories, and reminding us why we loved it in the first place. If you want to stay updated on The Devil Wears Prada 2 and everything in between, don't forget to like and subscribe. After that, you can go and watch this video next.